Good evening, everybody. It's been a couple days because it's been very busy for me. I got very excited. I wanted to add a couple things to my videos. I added this new little stand so I don't have to prop my phone up with books, and I have a little cool clicky remote now. So a couple new things. I also have made this little flower thing. I'm very proud of it. I went to Hobby Lobby and I bought I think it was like 5 different long strands of fake flowers, and I cut them in half and I put them through this like little wood thing, and then I added some lights and some little fake leaves and butterflies. But I've been doing that, so little projects. Um, on the book front, I did want to show you guys. I got this collection in, and I already owned the Good Girls Guide to Murder series. I already had a copy of that, as I showed in one of my previous videos, by Harley Jackson. But I found these, and they're fucking, oh, my bad. They're amazing. But this is the first copy. So this is book one. It has that nice little, in the back. And then every book does have a little note. Boom. So this is book one, and I'm gonna get like these little book boxes to put these in displays since I do already own this series. I also own this is the prequel book, Killjoy. So now I have 2 copies of this exact book. So I'm going to put them completely on display. This is the second book in the series. It is Good Girl, Bad Blood, and this one is where she has a podcast and she gets back into the murder case and everything. And uh, I believe I did go into depth about that in my first video. And then this is the third book. And this is when she gets kidnapped by the duct tape killer, and they cover up his murder and everything. And then this is the prequel that I really, really like. It was such a good read. It was so cutesy, and like it reminded me a lot of Clue. This is what I was talking about, where like you get a little character sheet. You didn't see my first video, but it's kind of like Clue. So she's invited to like a birthday party, and they do this whole event thing. But that is a very cute and awesome read. That's the prequel. Like I suggested in my original video, I do think reading the the series and then the prequel is the best bet, because reading the prequel, knowing what I knew going into it, I was like, oh my gosh. It just ties it. I suggest doing it that way. I still stick to that. So I want to talk about a different author. This is going to be Jennifer Lauren Barnes. I think I did talk about this in my second video. I talked about The Naturalist, the first book, where she gets recruited. Lily Cap. She's working in like a cafe. She gets recruited by one of the naturalists. He's an emotion reader. She's a profile, is another profile, or his name's Dean. The emotion reader is Mike. And then we have Sloane. She's like statistics all the way. She's like a walking computer. And oh, I don't remember her name, but she's like a human lie detector. Uh, uh, but she's Mike's on and off again girlfriend. Because our main character Cassie, uh, she gets recruited by Mike. Mainly, she's interested because her mom was killed. Which, spoilers, into the second book, we get kind of a hint that maybe her mom's alive, and it was staged and everything. So I'm almost done with the second book. I think I just have 2 chapters left, and so far it is so good. The first book, um, I didn't know how they were going to go about it now that, one of the handlers, one of the FBI agents, was the killer. So are they going to disband? What's going to go on? They ended up replacing with what ended up being the director's daughter, took the place of the one who ended up being killer. So she now stands in as the new FBI agent. She's the director's daughter and also the ex-wife to the other FBI agent. So a little drama there. She also knows Dean because in this book, um, we get more of like a deep dive into Dean's past and how his dad was a serial killer, and he goes and visits his dad a lot in this book, and get some conversations there. Um, and it turns out that the FBI agent was actually one of his dad's victims, and that he made Dean brand her, and Dean actually helped her escape and everything. So that is really cool that we get more of a deep dive into him. There is some like a little love triangle stuff going on, but overall, I think she ends up choosing Dean at the end, and Mike ends up staying with the other girl. Sloane's just vibing in the basement, doing her statistics. Love it. Like she full on makes sets down there. She just, I would love, I would love to go see what this basement looks like. Like she's just down there tinkering away. Cause like what impresses me is not only is she really smart, a walking computer with like all these statistics and facts, but she compiles these scenes and set designs by herself. She recreates them. Like, yeah, she'll get somebody to help bring a car, but look, she got a car into the basement. Like, who does that? But um, I'm gonna be reading the next book is All In, and I'm gonna be getting that and reading that next. I only have a couple chapters left of this. I highly enjoy this series, and I think a new book is actually coming out because there's also a digital one. I think it's called 12, and then another book's coming out later this year. Um, I'm still a little confused on if 12 is like right with the series or what it is because it doesn't seem to be a physical copy of it. So I'm still gonna have to do some like looking into that and googling because I'm definitely interested. But I'm so stoked about these book copies I got. Now, if I could only get them signed, which would be a dream come true. She's definitely one of the authors I would love to meet. Holly Jackson, I would love to meet her. Oh, well, guest appearance by Alice, and I bet you she's gonna try messing with these lights. She's been good all day until I go to film. Yeah, but yeah, I would love to meet Holly Jackson. I'm starting another author soon. My roommate got me a book. I can't remember the author off the top of my head because it's like completely new. Um, and I like to go into things completely blind. I don't like to do too much research on anything because I don't want, outside opinion to sway me. I don't want people like, oh, this author's this, that. So I like to go into it blind and then do a little research after the fact. Um, but outside of reading books, I've been watching shows. Countdown on, I think I'm watching it on Amazon Prime. It has, if you've seen Supernatural, it has a guy who plays Dean Winchester in it, and he plays this like FBI bad boy agent. Hey, hey, no cleaning yourself down there. On, but he plays this FBI agent, and it's a really good show so far. I think I'm like on episode 4, and there's only like 16 episodes. I think I'm not sure if it's coming out with another series or not. Because it seems like he's really busy. I mean, he's on The Boys. If anyone's seen that, which I'm sure a lot of people, and then they're doing Bot Rising, which it seems like he's going to be in. And this is all coming off of Supernatural too. I mean, it's insane the amount of work he puts in, and he keeps himself looking like he takes great care of himself. I applaud that. Like he brought the muscles for the boys. He he worked out Aw. He worked out and made his own muscles, unlike Homelander, who has the padded muscles. But like, I think it makes sense and is so realistic that Homelander would have his suit padded and fake muscles, and Soldier Boy would have actual muscles. I think it's makes sense and realistic. But um, let's see, Alice. Okay, baby. Hey, baby. She just wants to be part of the video today, doesn't she? Yeah. Oh, you gonna film? Okay, she's gonna film for me. She's behind the camera now. But I worked today. I had yesterday off, and I basically just read and uh, caught up on some TV shows. I've been trying new foods again, trying to reintegrate meat into my system because, like, for over a year and a half, I couldn't eat meat. I got really sick, and I've been trying. Like, I used to love ribs and stuff, so I'm trying to reintroduce food and meat into my system without making myself sick. Um, if anyone has any suggestions, would be great. But one way I've been doing is like through salads is one of the easiest ways. I tried eating ribs the other day and I got all sick. So I don't know if it's just because it's been so long since I've ate meat. But that little random tangent aside, um, besides the next book in this series and the surprise book for my roommate, I think I'm going to do more Natasha Patterson. I know she also has a series. I don't know if I want to dive into another series though, or if I want to do a standalone. I think I'm gonna do a standalone of hers, so I have like a palette cleanser in between like series, you know. But I do like my series because I love getting dedicated, especially when you have a really good like round centered group of characters, you know. And both of these books, I applaud the friend groups in both of these books because I feel like they are very realistic and true. You know, they're well rounded with developments, and um, the characters don't switch up just out of the blue and or like do things where you're like, okay, come on, no one's actually gonna do that, you know. But I do suggest you start off with Holly Jackson, and if you do like this series, I then suggest you just dive in to the Naturalist series, which is very good. I will say it is a little bit. It's a little more vivid because you know the profiling people, so they break down. So unlike with the Good Girls Guys Murder, it's a little bit more comical, more fluff. I mean, it's like you know Nancy Drew with a little bit more. Nancy Drew was a little bit darker, you know, but the Naturals, like it's they break down, you know, suspects. They dive into serial killers' heads, so it does get a little graphic at times. Um, So just a little warning there. Something I am gonna start doing is I got a journal, a book journal, and I'm gonna start putting like writing down the books and rating them and like uh, trigger warning stuff, spicy. I don't really read spicy books, um, so maybe for those who want some romance, I'll start reading a little bit of romance thriller ones. I mean, these do have some romance in it, but it's not like the main focus. You know, it's just fluff. You know, but I might try a romance book. We'll see. I've always been more into the mysteries. I like mysteries. I like to dive into it and try to see if I could figure it out. But with that, I think I'm gonna take a nap and and go to work today. Everyone, be kind, stay safe, and if you have any book suggestions, please. I'm always pondering what to read. So have a lovely day. and I will post again. I want to start posting more. Trying to get into a rhythm is a little difficult, you know. But now that I've gotten a couple things fluffed and ready, I think I'm ready to dive fully in. So, love. Have a great day, everybody.